Today, breaking news. I'm convinced Chicago Fire needs to give Pascal the boot by the end of Season 13. After the latest episode of Chicago Fire, I'm convinced that Pascal needs to exit the show to pave the way for a new chief to take over at 51. Change has become a commonplace aspect of Chicago Fire, and by the end of the current season, I believe that Chief Pascal's departure from Firehouse 51 and the program altogether will be a significant change to the ensemble. As Chief Bowden's successor in Season 13, Dermot Mulroney has been a wonderful addition to the cast, although I must admit that I was taken aback by the selection right away. After all, Bowden seemed to imply at the end of Season 12 that he wanted Herman to become chief at the age of 51. We were thrilled to see Herman advance through the ranks and assume a larger role at 51 after their talk in the Season 12 final. So we were taken aback when the show introduced a whole new character to take Bowden's place as 51's head. Right out of the gate, Pascal ruffled feathers and caused tension among members of the Firehouse. It became clear he was no Bowden. Not that we expected him to be, as Bowden is one of a kind, but still, we didn't quite expect 51's new chief to cause so much tension and uneasiness within the Firehouse. As the episodes went by, Pascal settled in and showed a different side that helped us to warm to him slightly. But if I'm being honest, I've never fully trusted him, and I can say with confidence that I've never viewed him as more than a filler character. I tried to get used to the idea of Pascal sticking around, but Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 16 proved to me that Pascal needs to become a one-season character we bid farewell to at the conclusion of the season. Pascal has reached a point of no return on Chicago Fire. When it was revealed that Chief Pascal's wife was the character who died in Episode 15, we knew it was going to send Pascal into a dangerous spiral. Those concerns quickly became a reality in Episode 16. Following Monica's death, Pascal quickly returned to work, and it became obvious his head was not in the right space. He broke protocol and rushed into action during a call, putting himself and his team at risk. Things only got worse from there, after he found out that the other driver in the accident was found not responsible for the accident and no charges would be pressed against the man. From there, Pascal spiraled further looking for answers, which led to him lashing out at the entire 51 team. Pascal literally made them return to the scene of Monica's accident to walk him through every step they took the night when responding to the call. They all walk him through their findings, but he's not interested in what they have to say and lashes out Beale for storming off in his car. Later, Severide asks Pascal what makes him think something is wrong with the reports, and Pascal went off on a tangent about knowing that Franklin, the other driver in the accident, caused the accident and was driving irresponsibly. During his rant, he comments on Franklin's home, which indicates he might be stalking the man, which Severide picks up on as well. As the conversation ends, Pascal orders Severide to revisit the report to make sure it was 100% accurate. Severide eventually turns in his report, which has not changed, and he not so subtly makes it clear to Pascal that he should not do anything he might regret. As the episode ends, we learn that Herman and Kid also did not make any changes to their reports, and Pascal tells the group he's closing the case officially. The episode ended with 51 showing up for Pascal at his wife's funeral, which was very 51 of the team, but the episode just really hit home to us that Pascal's time at 51 needs to be coming to an end. He might have made nice with the members of 51 and moved on from the blame he seemed to place on them following the death of his wife. However, it's clear now more than ever that Pascal's time at 51 needs to be coming to a close, and that his journey should be about bridging the gap between Bowden's time as chief and Herman becoming the rightful successor to 51's longtime chief. Herman deserves to become 51's new chief. When Bowden sat down with Herman in the Season 12 finale and indicated his desire to see him take over as chief, fans were elated, while our hearts were still breaking over Bowden leaving. Knowing Herman was being eyed to take over the spot lessened the pain, as it meant a beloved member of the cast would be replacing Bowden. Fans were thrilled with the idea of getting to see Herman take the next step in his career to become chief of 51, but there were logistical elements that had to be addressed. By bringing Pascal in as chief, we've gotten to see Herman take the needed next steps to becoming chief at 51 and gotten time to see him coming to terms with taking this next step in his career and what it will mean. This decision has allowed Herman to go through a season of growth and change that is paving the way for him to become chief officially. That said, we don't need this to be a multi-season arc. One season has been more than enough to help fans come to terms with Herman moving into the chief role and accept how that is going to change things up at 51, including giving Mouch the chance to become a lieutenant at 51. The foundation has been laid, and we need to see season 13 ending with Pascal leaving town and Herman officially being offered the chief role. This can pave the way for new stories to be told in season 14 as Herman settles into his role as chief full-time and navigates the changes that come with the elevated title. How does Herman handle working with his lieutenants? What challenges will he have juggling his responsibilities as chief with running Molly's? Can he adjust to running calls rather than racing into action alongside his firefighters? These are questions we're eager to see answered. Herman becoming chief also allows us to see new dynamics on Engine 51 as Mouch moves into a lieutenant role and begins leading his own team. This also opens the door for a new face to enter the mix to fill Mouch's role, and new blood always leads to fun changes in the storylines. Following the death of his wife, it's clear that Pascal might no longer be the best fit to run 51, and we imagine he's going to realize that as well. Pascal has served his purpose, and it's time for the writers to bring his story to an end so that we can begin these highly anticipated new chapters in the stories of Herman, Mouch, and Firehouse 51. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe my Fast Gossip 24 to our channel and stay with us.